You are live. Welcome to Shish's Secret Time, everybody.
Not on
I
my
am Tara.
side. Oh, now we're live on my side.
Oh, you're no. I'm Tara. That is Natalie, and this is our little private space of the world where we
You're
come.
still Natalie. I'm Natalie Lynch, but you're Natalie.
I have been so good about changing that every other time except for right
Well,
now.
which means I'm not signed in under us. I'm signed in under Mimi because
Okay, I'll fix it in a second while you're doing the thing. Okay, welcome to Shish's. This is our live stream. We give you guys the behind the scenes look at our lives and stuff. Do a little chit chatting, talk about the internet. I don't know. It's really just our time to connect with you guys. We like to start this thing by saying hi to everybody in the chat. So if you are out there, don't be a voyeur. Say hi so that we know who's there. It's just fun for us to know who we're talking to. Now it's gonna read off your handles so that you feel validated. And once we do that part, we're gonna turn this into a podcast for you guys, so you can not look at us anymore.
you don't have to typey if you don't wanna.
You don't want to.
Okay. Hello, David Faith. How are you this fine Thursday? What time zone are you on, David? I feel like are you on the same as Tara? I don't know if I know that. Which
Is
part of the Canada you're in?
is Kansas?
It's constant. Hello. Shannon West, hi. Hope you're having a better week than you were. Oh, Justin's on a walk. He's going on a walkabout. I just saw him through the window. That's what's
Oh,
happening.
was it
Jack Boots, hello. Ed Keaton, howdy. Blair, how are you today? Derek Ward, hello. Lockpicking engineer, good day. Justin Miller says good day as well. Desiree Gonzalez, heyo. Dencar 11, how are you? Doop-a-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, and I'm scrolling because that's what you do in the chat box. Corbett Coburn, hello. La la la. Anyone else? Ben is here. Ben Raythick, hello. Only for a second. Back to work. Goodbye. Hello and goodbye. Greg Phillips, I'm here but watching Fleabay on my got my eye on the 1970s primer drum kit. Oh, is that like an eBay?
Yeah, is
What's
that a
going on
different
there?
eBay?
Never heard of it.
Wait, I need to hear about this.
Yeah, a ukulele. Ooh, okay.
Oh,
La la la. Elizabeth, wait, I do Elizabeth Bonu. I don't know. I'm doing it again. Hello, Elizabeth Bonu. And I'm just gonna read every single name every single time I see it, because that's the only way to be sure that I get them all. Cynic Mick. Hi. I'm still not gonna. I'm never. It's so few and far between. Mrs. Jack Boots. Snowflake Melter, hello. Stephen Brown, hello. Sorry, a bit late. And Shalon Gorgon.
Gorgon.
Logon. I add R's wherever I want them. Shalon Gorgon. Hello.
Gorgon.
Prize Pig. Hi guys.
Oh,
Made it to the bottom. Made it to the bottom. Made it to the
welcome
bottom.
to the
Made it to the
party.
bottom. First
Welcome
part's
to
done.
the
The hard
party.
part's over. Now we get to just
Is
have
that the
fun.
hard part? Is it? Oh, I guess so. I was like, is it not the 45 minutes of chatting that we have ahead of us? What if we have a
No,
lull?
reading is fundamental and hard.
Chit chatting about our lives, not hard at all. You would remember when you started out and like we were like, how are we gonna fill an hour worth of time?
Oh no, when we started out, we said, how are we going to fill 30 minutes worth of
30
time?
minutes,
We
right?
tried just 30 minutes the first
Right.
time.
And then we kept going a little longer and longer because we both just love to chat and the sound of our own voices and whatnot. And now,
I actually hate the sound of my voice.
do you
I do.
really? I don't. Whenever I hear, I'm used to hearing it. This is not going to make any sense. I'm used to hearing it in a video, but hearing it like recorded in a voice memo, like if I send a voice memo to somebody and I listen back to remember what I said, I don't like my voice there. Like detached
Oh,
from my face. And my voice in my head is so much lower than it is in recording. When people say
yeah.
I like my voice, I'm like, you're insane. Especially if you're listening to my voice in a voice memo. You're crazy. There's no
Yeah, I've always hated the sound of my voice.
mm. You
But
gotta
hey, I
yeah,
like to hear myself talk though. It's not the same thing. I think I'm funny.
that it's not that I like to hear my voice, it's that I like to get my ideas across and I like to use lots of words.
Lots of words to do it.
I'm about to do it. I needed to say the same sentence twice with a different sentence structure, and I just proved my point right there.
Yeah, that happens.
I gotta re-explain, and then I'll follow up with, "Does that make sense?" And just to make sure you're listening to me.
Both of your voices are pleasing, says Blair. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Blair. I appreciate it. That was not a That was not
We
a.
went to film that thing. Remember when we did the toaster, the 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 PMS sketch
Oh yes,
commercial, and
yes,
then there were two characters in it, and they were trying to figure out who was going to play the toaster, which is just
yeah.
a weird. But like the guy says, "Well, your voice is already funny," and I was like, "What do
I
you?
don't
What do you?"
remember that
Yeah, that's how I end up being the
ever.
toaster.
I understand how you feel. There have been moments
Your
like that.
voice is already funny, and I went, "Okay."
Cool.
Don't did that stuck with me evidently.
You. Yeah. It's like when people always assumed I do comedy. And
Hmm.
so you're saying I look funny.
So you say
Like,
I'm funny looking. Is that what you're saying?
I look like a comedic actress. I don't know what that means, but you're definitely telling me that I am not a model. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Well done.
Excellent.
I'm reading really quick. Ways of one of voices that
Hi,
command the
Toby.
attention. Hi, Toby. The utmost attention. Yes, that is what my voice does. It commands attention.
Our laughs both do.
Oh, I think our laughs just draw attention. Oh my God. I'll never forget being in Paris with Brandon. And like I never realized, I don't think I would have ever thought about this had I not had the laugh that I do. But and he could make me laugh like nobody else, like just a full, like
Uh-huh.
the grossest guffaw. Um, and we would be like walking down the street in Paris, and it's very quiet in Paris. Like there's not even that much music playing. Like if you go to a restaurant, they're not even playing like music in the restaurant. It's just you're just in a space. It's the wildest thing. But we're walking down the street, and he says something funny, of course, and I do my big horse laugh, and like pigeons scatter, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. People would turn around to like look at the American who's laughing. Like, not that they could tell I was American, but like, who is a loud woman laughing like that? Like a giant horse. Oh, so funny.
Well, that's what, and I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings, and the way that the room was, it was like two rooms almost. The way
Yeah.
there's like a divide and a wall, like so there's one dining room and a whole other dining room, and I was bartending and laughing at something, who knows, and some guy sticks his head around. Is Natalie? Like it was, he was like, I heard your laugh, and I was like, I didn't know I had a distinct laugh until today, and now I know, and that stuck with me. You can tell the moments that like are living rent free in my head.
Oh
There's
my,
the you have a funny voice, and I heard your laugh, and the girl on the bus in high school that told me I had a beaker shaped nose.
oh yes.
Yeah,
It's
actually, I
amazing.
think it was a guy. I don't remember at this point in time. It doesn't matter. They're not important. The sense is important. My nose is grown. It doesn't look like a beaker anymore.
No,
Now I just have a witch's nose. It's
no.
okay.
It's it's amazing. No, I don't think of witches. It's amazing the things that live in our memories, our brain like that. And it's just
Yeah.
sentences
Which
like
it
a
just makes you think of what random thing did you say to someone that
yes,
is now their hang up.
exactly. Like what did I ever say to someone that gave someone a hang up? Like I know two of them from my drunken days that I have to make
Oh
a
yeah.
for at some point soon since I'm restarting the steps. So at some point I'm gonna get to 10 and I gotta go make some amends to two people for stupid shit I said that I know probably live rent free in their heads. But yeah, I wonder what things I've said in the past that like have affected someone that I'd be like, oh, I suck. I'm sorry.
Well,
That
and me in high school, I mean not high school, middle school, I was exceptionally bad. Like I was mean girl,
Mhm.
but not like popular mean girl. I was just mean because I thought it was funny. Like I still do. I still think being mean's funny. I think like the that not like mean, but like pokey and stuff like that is really funny. Like that
Hmm.
kind of interaction.
Yeah.
But like there were some I was awful. I was just
You're
awful to
you're
some
taking
people.
some low cuts.
Yeah. I expect every time I go to like a reunion to get shanked.
Here's the problem is that you and I have a very similar superpower in that we're observant of people and can suss out what their most sensitive buttons are
Yeah.
without really recognizing that maybe I shouldn't press that button.
Well,
Like,
especially when alcohol's involved, because now everything's funny. Like
oh,
everything is funny when you're drunk
oh yeah.
until it's not funny and then you're crying.
And you're being asked to leave.
Especially when it's Jack Daniels that you're drunk on. Now, punch, 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 punch,
Jack
punch,
and you
punch,
got
punch.
caffeine. And it ain't going great.
No.
Yeah, I imagine that there's a plethora of things, especially when I was drinking, that I've said that I don't even remember. That,
Yeah.
whatever.
What can you do? You can't, until we invent that time machine, we're stuck having said those things.
Oops. This is life. I'll just change timelines.
We're gonna get like, I'm gonna invent a time machine, and what it'll be is me walking across the playground and smacking myself in the face just as I'm about to say, and I'm not gonna say what I said because it was really terrible, but just as that was about to happen, suddenly this tall redhead walks over and goes, whap! And me, I was blonde. I go, what the fuck was that?
You're now
red hair
with a
recognize myself.
nose.
Yeah, it's not my nose. I don't recognize that woman. She doesn't have a beaker nose and she has red hair. It's obviously not me from the future. I would never suss it out.
I think I look so much like I did, except for when I was have chunky. I went through a chunky phase as a kid. There were some rent-free moments when I was a chunky kid. And I wasn't, the fun thing about this is when I look back at pictures of me when I was a fat kid, I wasn't a fat kid. Like I was just I got a little, fluffier because I was about to grow to the height I am now. But anyways, I lost my train of thought.
Aces. Great storytelling, Tara. I would go back in time and tell you to not start that story. You see Natalie walk in the background, swap. That's how I'm going to tell people to do things in timeline, is going to be just smacking people in the face. I obviously didn't learn my lesson. Being mean is still funny.
That's been happening so much lately where I'll start a story and then because there's too many details, by the time I get past the third caveat, I forgot my point. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Like, I don't know anymore. You got enough story.
Justin has been on this storytelling kick that is very similar. Justin will start a story and then I likened it the other day to like an octopus tentacles. Like, you've gone this way and this way and this way, and I have no idea what any of these things have to do with this story in the center. Like, I don't know. I'm going to need you to stop with that train of thought and go back to this one and tell me what we're talking about.
Oh my God. I have a friend with ADHD that like, I have to be like, wait, I'm sorry, stop. What plot line are we on right now? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
I got lost. I
got wait, like a complete non sequitur left turn. Like,
but I mean, we do it all the time where you start to tell a story and then you have like 7 backstories you want to tell to like get to that moment. But yeah, and by the time you get to that, you're like, wait, why did I start telling you that part? Like,
yeah.
Why was I telling you about the woman who came up and slapped me on the park? Like, what?
Yeah, I remember like last night I was bartending. I was talking to my coworker and telling her stories and stuff, and we're talking, and then because I'm getting interrupted.
I'm in a live stream. I'm on live.
Because I'm being interrupted too, because I'm bartending. Because like, as if you've never been in the service industry, you'll have a conversation that takes an entire shift to have, because you'll have to stop it to do your job. So you'll immediately stop talking, turn to take care of who needs the thing, and then come back to your conversation. So one story could take 5 hours to tell. But that, because of that as well, I kept having to turn to her and go, I actually don't remember what I was telling you. Like, I remember what I'm saying, but I don't know why I'm saying it anymore. And then we remember like 2 hours later, like, oh, my point was
there was a moral to this story. I'm pretty sure everything I say is pretty profound, so it must have.
You should just write my stuff down in a treatise at this point. Like, I'm getting like Socrates level of intelligence here. The never-ending digression. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Dad, must have been a short train.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I saw this book
It's a tiny train. I couldn't find it anymore.
I saw
very tiny.
I saw a book of old school insults that I like, actually kind of want because they were pretty good. Like I was like, oh, it's a good burn.
It's a solid burn.
You need a red live light outside your door, Natalie.
I actually have thought about putting just a piece of paper on the outside. It's a
Yeah.
recording in progress. But
then
in a minute
even
since
then,
someone's tried to interrupt. So
yeah, you'll still need a red light because the red flashing.
yeah, you need a neon sign.
My mom, Desiree says, my mom just adds context for 10 minutes, then goes back to the beginning. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes.
This is the backstory, okay?
No, stop listening to me. My devices are all trying to tell me stories.
Oh. I'm just like, what is your cat doing?
Nothing. It's all my devices trying to talk to me now. Everything wants to talk to me. All of my dots in this house, all my Alexa dots are always trying to do things. I'm like, stop being helpful. I appreciate you, but this is enough.
They're always like, are you talking to me? Is it me? Are you talking to me?
Corbett says, I remember when I first started watching this channel, I said the redhead with the beaker-shaped nose and the funny voice and her funny-looking friend seemed nice.
That's actually let's highlight that. Let's copy and paste that onto our next business card.
Right? That's gonna be our next t-shirt is that's gonna say that.
Pin message. I just pinned that message. Oh, that makes me happy.
I still love the idea of putting all of our negative comments like on a thing, like on our banner or something.
Yeah. There's just so many.
So many. Oh, those women
too many
idiots. Like, yeah, we know. Trust us. All right. I got a small smattering of business time today. This is like the least businessy business time. Okay. No episode tomorrow. Nothing's going on. Nothing's coming out. We'll have an episode for you guys next week. We are working on editing the Miracle, which is a
miracle
pill you take to prevent bad hangovers. It's supposed to like your liver. You're welcome. That's my explanation.
Remember, I think what it did is it created an enzyme in your liver that stopped it from absorbing it the same way.
Yeah. I like rewatching the footage, watching the playback. I'm like, yeah, I think that's legitimately what happened is that you weren't absorbing alcohol quite the same way because I know what our normal party vibe is like, you know, what we normally.
Yeah. And there's one part where like, I'm getting there, but then even with drink, like I just plateaued. Like I didn't get, yeah.
Yeah. You, at the end of the day, you were still really solid.
You and I are so funny when we drink in that both of us go from like just having the drink in our hand as permission to be ridiculous. And so we seem drunk the minute we have our first minute we go into party mode.
Yeah.
Like we always seemed like we were already drunk.
Like most of the time I don't even need the alcohol. I just need to be in the atmosphere. And I do hit my tap out moments, which is usually when I disappear. Like if I ever disappear from a party, because I hit a tap out moment, I just need a sec to like, because I don't have the alcohol to keep pushing me forward to burn. But I still come back and I'm like, oh, I don't need anything. I just need the party atmosphere and something in my hand to make me go, yeah, the sense memory of that.
Yeah.
That'll be next week's episode. We got regular stuff for next week, and exciting news. So we have been really cranking on these rewrites for Turns Out, and I think we're gonna finally have the official first draft on Monday done. I think we're gonna
this makes it a second, doesn't it?
Does it?
No, this is a second draft because that first draft we sent out to get notes and we've made considerable changes. We are on a second draft, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we even showed it to anybody. Yeah. It's kind of because we don't normally show our stuff to people.
But it's funny because we've been working on this for so long that the color. So I don't know how much you know about script writing. Let me Natalie explain it to you. Because that means, and Natalie explaining means I don't know what I'm talking about either. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. No, I have no idea why they do these formulas, and most of you probably know this, but when you start on a new edit, you change the color of the script. And it dates back to like actually printing it on different colors of paper and whatever. But we've gone through the entire chroma key. I don't know, the entire color wheel. And are now we were back at white, which we couldn't use white because we wouldn't have been able to see it.
We went back to blue. Yeah.
So yeah, we did finally just hit. That's why when we keep saying like the first draft, because the first draft has gone through 75 drafts.
Oh my God, yeah. We've done so many rewrites. It's because it was one thing, and then you pulled it all together and made it into a feature, something that we could actually tinker on as a feature itself. And so it was like those were rewrites that then had to become one big rewrite.
Because I mean, and we don't even count that as much because episode 1 had been through 27 edits on its own.
Yeah.
It's fun when we so what we did we're halfway through our edit. We decided to break it up into 2 days instead because we also didn't know I might have had to leave to go take someone to a chiropractor. And turns out it was that day, it was Tuesday. I was wrong. And I was supposed to take my mother-in-law to a chiropractor appointment, but I was convinced I was right and that it was on Wednesday. I'm so convinced that I've also told Justin that no one's allowed to listen to me about dates and times right now because I can still hear the woman saying Wednesday at 11 o'clock. It was Tuesday at noon.
Was it the woman from the office?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No. So I was there when it got booked.
Okay.
So I am not to be trusted. And that's the second thing I've done with this, like this in this last month. I think it has to do with doing the social stuff for Gig Harbor. Is that I got so many dates moving around and like, oh, on this date I'm doing this, and anyway. So we thought to see. Okay, backtracking to what we were talking about. We decided to break it up into 2 days of editing. We got halfway through the script. We were doing a read through and like tinkering here and there, adding things in where we thought we could, cha. But it's really funny to go through this way because there's parts of it that we almost know by heart. And then there's parts that has been edited more recently where we're tripping over our words and we can't wait, hold on, let me do that again because I didn't get the emphasis on the right syllable at all.
Yeah. Yeah, we've like written things for our voice. And now the new things, we're like, wait, I can't read and make this my voice. It's too many variables at the same time. It's so funny. Why, David asks, and I feel like this is a joke, but he says it's not a joke. Why does light beer weigh the same as regular beer? Honestly asking. The funny thing is like people always comment on like, hey, do you get a light beer? And I'm like, I don't think that word means what you think it means. when you say the word light, what do you mean? What is it you're looking for? Are you looking for calories? Are you looking for flavor? Because like I don't know.
They could mean two things. I think traditionally they're going to mean Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light.
What does that mean? What does that light mean? Is it a flavor thing? I genuinely don't know. I don't know why.
I think it's both.
Both? Okay.
I think it just ends up being both. I don't know that it's, I think, light beers are not as heavy. They're lighter in
flavor. Yeah.
I think they end up being lighter in alcohol too.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. I didn't even think about it.
I think it's all the things.
Okay. It's just, it is light and therefore.
It is calories though.
Blair says alcohol content. Light is calories, says Desiree. I think
it's all the things. They end up being less in all the things because they are one. Yeah.
So we don't have any light beer. It's the long and the short. So I have to ask like, what is it you're looking for? Like what?
And that's valid because if they're looking for something that's lower ABV, then you go with a lager, and they're going for lighter taste,
calories, here's a vodka soda. Like I can't help you with the calories because I got nothing for that.
But I bet you do though. I bet like an IPA has more calories than a lager.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know that, but I would be willing to bet like.
No, I don't know that. I didn't even know what a light beer was. I just made my own assumptions and then just asked people for more information. It's like when people order a snake bite, which a snake bite is like two different things depending on what part of the country
snake bite is actually if you're in Europe, it has cider in it.
Yeah.
And then, or one's lager, one's cider.
Right, exactly. One's lager,
Yeah.
one's cider. And so I have to always, not that this happens very often at my bar, but when it does happen, I have to define like when you say snake bite, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be very different depending on where you're from. Light beer is about 1 or 2% of alcohol, where normal beers run 4. Oh, I didn't realize it was 1 to 2. That's interesting. Cool. This is the bartender stream. Yes. This is
Yeah, we're in bartender corner. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I get light beer for the show is because it's lower
Oh,
alcohol content. It's basically water. You can drink those all day.
yeah, that's really smart considering how many of those gentlemen consume, and that's why wine is not allowed. No, so
I've
bad.
often wondered if I could do sake though. Like
Let's see.
I think I could drink sake all night and never.
I believe it. I've watched you drink some sake. Not to out you, but
Not to out you, but I have seen.
you and
Like I could go through a bottle.
yeah,
I mean, not most people think of a bottle for sake. Like no, but the beer, not the jugs.
no, but you and I have cleared some sake in the past,
Yeah.
so I feel pretty
And
certain.
I wouldn't be hungover the next day. Sake does not.
Yeah. What's the ABV on sake? Anyone go, will you? This is Tara has questions corner. Go look up.
Someone go look this up for me. You could have a whole podcast that is you just talking to people and asking them to look stuff up for you.
And the follow-up episode will be me. Okay, so the answer for the question I asked.
This is what I learned.
My new question is,
yeah, I was like, I don't know, 1 to 2. Lockpick engineer, that's the 1 to 2. I think that's not correct in like for Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Lite out here.
15% for rice wine? Really? Like wine's like usually, yeah, around that 13 to 14%. Because I know
sake's pretty. It just hits differently, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is some things just metabolize differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Remember that low ABV wine I bought? That was like a 6.
Oh.
I was like, why would you put this alcohol wine in the non-alcoholic section because it was low ABV? But it was 6. I realized way later, which still does not work for me. We still do not need that. Clear booze.
I'll just drink 7 bottles. I'll get there. You can't stop me.
We're still gonna get the same Christmas lights in my brain. Trust me. Clear booze doesn't give most people hangovers.
I disagree.
Yeah, I see.
I was like, I can get me a hangover off of vodka. I can do it.
Yeah, like it's getting harder and harder to recollect what does what anymore. It all just wasn't good.
Yeah,
it was just general. Oh my gosh, I told you my story about being high, right? Did I tell you this? Oh my god,
do you have a new one?
No, well.
Is this a new story?
Make a good point. I'll tell them. I don't think I told them this. So I got home from work early one night. And I was like, I was really hurting from I forget what new physical activity I had done and bartending. And so my chest muscles and my shoulders were really sore and I was hurting. I was like, oh, I really should take some CBD before I go to bed tonight. That would really help. I was just worried about getting a good night's sleep. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm home early. I'm going to take a THC and a CBD and get a really good night's sleep. And it'll be amazing. So I take my little gummy. And I do my little nighttime routine and I get into bed and I read a book. And by the time I'm turning out the lights, going to sleep, I have forgotten I've taken anything whatsoever. I have a nightmare in the middle of the night. And I'm sure, like in retrospect, I'm sure it was probably a drinking nightmare because that's just something that happened. So I'm pretty sure I had a drinking nightmare. And I woke up really high, like really high. Like this was like way more effective than I thought it was going to be. It was a different, I wound up taking one I didn't normally take just because I was like, I'm going to sleep. It doesn't matter. I was so high and I woke up in this like sheer panic that I drank. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me this. Yeah.
God, I was distraught. I was destroyed. I was like, oh my God. I felt awful. And I'm like so upset laying in bed trying to wake up. And I'm like, I'm so thirsty. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm really I'm high.
Wait, are my contacts in?
Yeah. I don't have contacts in and I'm high. And like, and my eyes had that feeling your eyes get when you're high, like specifically high.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I'm just high. It's hilarious. Like, you're ridiculous, Tara. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Tara greening out. Am I greening out? Thanks everybody for Booze Corner. Yeah, that was our Booze Corner. Welcome. Oh, you need to tell them pumpkin story. This is too good of a story.
Oh God. Okay, so last week we had a pumpkin update about how he was doing fine and there was poop in his butt. This is
Story.
so, so on Sunday night, Justin and I are down in here watching TV, and from upstairs, you don't need to see that. We hear a cat fight. Just oh my God. So we run up the stairs. Well, the first one is you pause. What was that noise? And then it turned into a full-fledged cat fight. So we run up the stairs. Justin's got his flashlight in hand. And Pumpkin comes tearing down the stairs, like, like just eyes as big as I've ever seen him. And Justin gets just the glimpse of the cat jumping over the fence in the back, which is our neighbor's cat, who must have come inside underneath the dining room table. Because this happened inside the house. Underneath the dining room table
Okay.
is blood and piss. The Pumpkin had pissed himself. Like, I come downstairs, he's got bleeding from his mouth. Pumpkin has broken his fang off. One of his incisors, just broken it off. And now I don't mean like the tip of it. I mean the entire tooth to the root is gone. And it is Sunday night before Memorial Day. So it's not like we can take him in the next day. So on Monday, emergency vet. I don't even know if there is an emergency vet in Cedar City, Utah. We'd have to go all the way to St. George probably.
Yeah, that's actually fair.
I'm sure we could have gotten somebody.
Yeah.
But also this is a stray cat that I like. The idea of bringing this cat to the vet just sounds just more traumatic than it's worth. So we decided to kind of wait it out. Yeah. And he spent all of Monday just out of it and miserable, and was obviously in so much pain. I know you're not supposed to give cats Oragel. I looked it up and I finally just made the decision that it was worth it, because it has an antiseptic in it as well. I know there's complications that can happen, and but everything I had read online, it said my cat got some Oragel, da 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 da, and the vet chimed in with that's not enough to do any real damage. And I'm like, okay, then I can just put a little tiny bit on there. I won't use it like the way, because they're using it like teething and stuff like that. And anyway, so Tuesday morning, he's fine now. He's fine. Like, he keeps like snarling. It's really funny because he licks that side over there, and like this little thing goes up like this. And I'm looking at it. It's fine. It's definitely not infected yet.
Okay.
There's a real possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. It could get infected, but I also have antibiotics that I am ready and willing to give him myself.
Right. Yeah, you're almost out of the woods on like the time frame of infection. Because I remember Gizmo puncturing her paw. I cleaned it. It was good for a couple of days, and then an infection set in because I put antibacterial cream ointment on it instead of like just letting it breathe, and so it healed on top but not underneath. So like she got an abscess because of that. So like there's like a time, like the infection will form
around. So the one on when he had the abscess on his bum, that one took a while before it like got bad. Like, it was already swollen and fluffed up and it healed over. It hadn't got to abscess form yet. It was just like, but it was infected, but he wasn't acting lethargic until it got bad. And so luckily he's bounced back and he's his old self right now. So I will be able to tell if he gets lethargic, because that's but like, you're not supposed to, like, the amoxicillin is not a preventative. So giving it to him before he has an infection is no good anyway. So I'm just like, wait till I see. And I've been he lets me look at his tooth, and it's not like any redder, or his tooth hole. Yeah. And I looked at what they do in this scenario, the way the cat's fangs roots grow. It's like this weird, like you don't pull it
Wild.
out the way you would a human tooth. Their roots go kind of straight up. Like these
Yeah.
go forked out. So when they do it, they cut at the root anyway, and then they just sew that up. So I think it broke close enough that we're probably okay. I don't know. My next step is figuring out how to give this cat some amoxicillin.
I think he'll probably be fine. I mean, that's the other thing. He's a street cat, and they're made of hardy stock, man. They just like they just can take it. Like Gizmo, I don't know. She's such a delicate little hothouse orchid. Like I don't know if she could survive such a scenario.
I lost
She's
the
so
tooth.
cute right now, though.
I kept the tooth.
Did you really?
Yeah, but I don't know where it is. I found it under the table.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know where I put it. I thought it was right there. But this room's such a mess that it could have been right there and now it's not there anymore and we didn't notice that we knocked it over.
Tim asked, "How's his eating habits?"
He's fine. So he didn't eat at all on Monday.
Right.
Well, no, that's not true. He wasn't he didn't ask for food at all on Monday. But you know those little lick'em sticks that it's just like pate? Yeah. So I gave him one of those and he ate it right away. And then they make them in cup form too. And I got some of those because I was worried that the little piece of plastic was stabbing him when he was looking at it.
Yeah.
So, and he ate two of those on Monday. So he was still eating and he threw up on Sunday night. But I think that was from
stress,
blood and stress. I think he had consumed too much blood.
Oh, possible. Yeah, that's Gizmo.
Yeah. But so he's eating fine now. He's never been big on chewing his food anyway, his dry food. If it's mixed with wet, he doesn't chew it. But he will chew. I've given him a couple treats and he chews them on the other side. So he's eating and he's asking for food. He's starving on Tuesday.
The big thing is he's asking for food, and that's the main thing. Whether or not.
So yeah, he's not at lethargic and he's not, and he's playful, although he's stupid because he goes to play and then like bites something and goes, like I'm like, your instincts have taken over to bite the plaything to, but but then it hurts. So maybe don't do that. Aww. And he's been back outside. He went outside. He's not like as traumatized as he got over it. He bounced back, but it took an entire day. We were kind of worried. And Justin felt so bad because he was one who left the door open upstairs, but on purpose. We left it open so the cat could come and go. And
exactly,
it was cooler outside and
I had a cat door, gray cat would be in here all the time. Like he's always, or she, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Always trying, like I'll be come home from work and always that cat is trying to push in. I'm like, no. And Gizmo's running to the door to greet me. So I've got the two of them on either ends. And I'm like, no. So if I had a cat door, that cat would be in here. And I would leave it open. Like that was my like childhood. Every cat I owned, we had a cat door. Like you just leave it open for the cat. The cat goes in and out. You don't have a litter box. The cat has the entire world. So yeah, like we never, and that's how we would end up with a raccoon in the house every once in a blue moon. It just happens. Like it's a thing. It's Cricket's time to go in. Oh, I missed
high risk.
Yeah, I didn't make Cricket a cat initially, Toby. I was like Cricket. I was like Cricket season in my mind. She's marked as a high risk at the vet. Oh no. Cheers.
Yeah, Pumpkin. I mean, Winchester was never going to hurt anybody, but he would not sit still for people. So they made me give him a pill before he came in to like drug him. They're like, look, either we're going to have to sedate him every time he comes in here, or you give him this pill before he comes in.
So active. Like that cat was always in motion. That cat had ADHD. He was always trying to move around and look at stuff. Like always doing stuff. Yeah, Gizmo, like lately, she's been really, really affectionate lately. And I'm starting to really see the signs of her age. Like she's starting to remind me of Tallulah. Like just the way her little ankles are looking.
Oh,
her little fur is just kind of like a little bit punky in places. And like, just like, I'm like, I can just after knowing Tallulah, I can see in Gizmo Tallulah-ness, and also I think she's going to be a little bit cranky like Tallulah was, just a little bit,
Oh, Tallulah was very cankerous.
Yeah, she's going to be a bit of a cranky old one, though right now she is happy as a clam. The flora and the fauna have been keeping her all the squirrel activity has been keeping her so entertained. It's wild around here. 10 minutes to Joe Court. Thank you, David.
And Greg is here for Joe Corner.
Hey, all right. 10 minutes of joke corner, guys. Go out to the internet and go get your jokes. I'll take your tooth jokes. Any tooth jokes. Let's see what the internet has to say in the department of tooth jokes. What was the fail one lately? There was one that I had that was like, that was a really bad bonus points choice.
I don't know.
It wasn't banana, but it was something that I was like, oh, I failed you guys. That was not good. These jokes suck.
There's this commercial out right now for some tire. I don't know if it's for getting your tires rotated or if it's for, I mean, like, so a service company or if it's for different tires, but it's in a dentist's office. And the whole thing is so the guy can make a joke. I mean, the entire thing, the reason it's in a dentist's office, the reason it's a dentist speaking is so that they can use the line. So if your tires are getting a little long in the tooth, like, and Justin watched this and was like, what just happened? Like, I don't like,
Yeah.
we were both just so mad. Like that payoff of like, why is this tire? No, you guys all failed. Failure all around.
No.
Fire them.
Yeah, that was not worth it. They should pull that commercial. Oh, the squirrels need their curtains. I know. Oh my goodness. These squirrels, they're nuts. I gotta figure out what to do about them. Can't remember any
puns.
Yeah. Go look at the internet. The internet will tell you. Just type in tooth jokes. And
I'm talking about you, Tara. You said they should just pull that
tooth
pun. And then you just said the squirrels are going nuts.
Yeah.
Puns. Tara's just punning. She's punning and she doesn't even know it.
I don't even know that I pun. It happens a lot. And usually they're inappropriate. Yeah. Reminder, we won't have an episode tomorrow. We'll have an episode next week. We're gonna have the miracle drug that helps you from being hungover when you drink your drinks. That's gonna come.
So you get to watch me get drunk.
Yeah, actually, it's a lot of fun because you get to kind of see what it's like when Natalie and I go out and party. Like, I need it. There's some footage in there it's just so silly and cute and fun that like there's stuff I kept that I filmed because I was like, I think we're gonna want this.
Yeah.
Have you ridiculous in the elevator? Like, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think we want to see the insides of what it's like to hang out with us. It's silly. It's gonna be a fun episode. That's gonna be next week. Shush will be the normal thing, and stay tuned on the Instagram. We'll let you guys know when we finish our turns out writing because it's kind of for us. I'm really proud of us that we were this far along in writing a feature. And copyrighted, guys. Copyright is in process, just so we're all aware. Anyway, watching this, want to document this, we copywrote this script that we wrote in case it ends up somewhere else that we didn't want it to.
Without our faces in it.
Without our faces in it or money in my pocket.
If my face is not in it, I better have money in my pocket.
One of the two. You get two options.
It'd be really great if I got both.
Both would be ideal.
I'm gonna get money in my pocket and get my face in it.
I'll take one, but I need one.
Oh, funny little side story.
Yeah.
They're talking about the Carol Burnett show, and something happened the other day in front of my nephew, and I said something about sweater weather. He was like, "What?" I go, "It's sweater weather." And he's like, "Why do you keep saying that?" I was like, "Oh, it's this sketch where these two women are really excited about sweater weather, and they just keep saying sweater weather over and over." He goes, "Is it you and Tara?" And I said, "No, but it very well could have been."
But
are the two women you and Tara? And I was like, "No."
The question is not unfounded. The amount of times that we quote ourselves. Oh my God. The amount of times I quote us to somebody else who has no clue what I'm saying. And I'm like, there's a crickets on the other side. I'm like, right, never mind.
Oops, you weren't there. You had to be there.
I'm just gonna back away. I'm back away from that. Trust me, it's funny. I'm gonna back away.
Desiree says you had a table read in 2020. We did. And then we shelved the project that was not finished being written at all.
Oh no, we did. And
I did the math on like how long we actually worked on this script, and it's really not as bad as it feels. Like we spent a solid year, almost a solid year of 2019 working on this thing, but every Monday. It was like every Monday or whatever day it was, we work on the script for a couple, for hours. Yeah. Put a regular work day in. For almost a year. And then we shelved it. And
Yeah.
now we've been doing the same thing for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so really, that's not that bad. The
Why not?
number of hours,
This new iteration, we've been writing this for 6 months.
it's about,
Yeah. Well,
I think so. We came back. When did I
because
picked
it's
it up?
June.
What?
Because it's June. Oh goodness. We're halfway through
Yeah,
the
it's been since I've been here,
Yeah.
which has
Yeah.
almost been a year now,
Right. Oh, right. God, time
but
flying
I
by.
know.
That we're in June. Like I have no spatial awareness for time anymore. And that we're halfway through a year. I'm like, are we sure? Do we need to check a calendar? Like, I don't think that's accurate. It doesn't seem right. We're either
That can't be right.
closer to fall than I think, or further back. Because like this doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like. I don't know. Are you
Yeah.
sure 26? Because genuinely, that feels like a better number at this point. Like that feels more accurate than the current 2024 number that you're giving me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Lito, welcome. Oh, the pirate party did go well. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that.
Tin Car's like, it's not June yet. It was June on March 4th.
Yeah.
May 4th. June's already over, guys, just so you know. It's filled in on my calendar. Done. We've had this conversation. If you don't know this by now, oh my gosh, I was doing Navage the other day. I did one of my biggest regrets in life is that the first time that I Navaged, I didn't tape it for the channel because it is so ridiculous. It's still to this day, every single time I do it, the most ridiculous, pathetic thing I've ever done. And I was having sinus issues. I'm allergic to everything here.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do Navage. Couldn't get the machine to work. I was convinced someone had broke into my house and ruined it. Anyway, there was this anyway, so I do it, but it's like stuck. It's not coming out the other nostril. It's just going in and staying there. And so then I have to like start over, and I keep like turning the thing and dumping it over because I'm looking to see if the batteries are like, I ended up making the most giant mess and also like just waterboarding myself. And again, it was like, and so I turned to Justin, I go, if you can't handle me at my Navagiest, you don't deserve me. And I was like, I don't have anything to follow that with, but this is the most terrible anyone has ever seen me in my life. Is like snatch just running down my face.
Oh,
yeah.
June is Ed and Lito's birthday month. Their birthday is June 17th.
Happy
almost
birthday.
Excellent. God, it's June. This is I can't. I don't know. My brain's just really having a hard time with it. Like I got half a year left to make something of this year. You know what I am going to do? I had this little talk with myself the other day about things. It's like, okay, I do really need to start working on the side hustle. You know, we've talked about the side hustle thing. And I think you're right. I think I am going to like really focus in on work on fonts. I think I am going to do that as like a beginning.
I think that's a great one. I think you could make some really fun, good fonts.
Yeah, a good like beginning digital. Cause I want to do digital sales. I want to be like, I do it once and I just resell the same thing over and over and over again and like my designs. But I think you're right. I think that font is a great place to start. So I got to learn how to make fonts.
I feel like it's going to be not hard.
Be fine. I just need the time to sit down and do it. And I'm definitely gonna make that happen because now, you know, pirate party's done. The May I Put You on Hold, like we're in motion. Like I'm just waiting on certain things, but it's not gonna be a whole ton of work to get it up and running. I gotta learn my lines.
I have to start working on that.
Yeah, I gotta learn my lines.
I mean the costuming.
Oh yeah.
It was too early to start before. Like we started on this way. I mean, we know it got moved, but it was like way too early to get started. And now I'm like, okay, it's way too late to get started.
We've been like tiptoeing toward it, changing dates. We've moved the date for this thing so many times that, you know, it's been a constant game of figuring out when we're gonna do this thing. So it makes sense. I'm waiting on I got permitting to deal with, but I have to wait on insurance. So I have to wait that's like 10 more days before I have that. And then I'm doing contracts right now. Whatever. So, and then the other movie, which I'm sure is going to be the closer I get to that. But other than that, I have time to learn how to make fonts, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, why not? It's a good summer project.
What'd
All
you
right,
do with your summer? Tara's Saturday night spent making cheese. Her summer vacation was learning how to make fonts.
making fonts, the occasional outing, but most of the time. All right, guys, let's do this joke corner thing. There's a format to this game. You're gonna go out to the internet, go find jokes, come back and tell them to us. You're gonna write the word joke in all caps so I see it. You can see people doing it already. Put the entire joke in one line so that I can find it.
Joke and answer.
Joke and answer. And if I'm not reading it, it's not because we don't like you. It's because there's something in the joke that the bots find offensive. So there's probably a word in there that is not working.
These bots are so sensitive.
Ours are, oh God, they are like the basic snowflake of all basic snowflake. All right, let's do this thing. Greg Phillips, why was the washing machine laughing?
Why was the washing machine laughing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It was taking the piss out of your pants. Layers to that.
I would have never gotten there, but good.
Layers to that. David, sorry I'm late. Traffic is exactly how it's been every day for the past 5 years, and I was not expecting that. Yes, that's me going to work sometimes. I'm like, you idiots. Oh, you know exactly what's going to happen. Derek Ward, a man is lost in the desert when he spots a tree covered in bacon. A bacon tree, I'm saved. But as he runs over to it, he's met with a hail of bullets. It wasn't a bacon tree. It was a ham bush.
Ham bush. I like it. I like it.
Desiree, why did the smartphone go to the dentist?
I don't know.
It had a Bluetooth.
Yeah, no. If you have a Bluetooth, you should definitely
go to the dentist.
Getting enough oxygen
in tandem with the therapist. Is your tooth sad about something? David, wife, I have to tell you something. I'm pregnant. Husband, hi, pregnant. I'm dad. Wife, no, you're not.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a way to break it.
Yeah, there are right ways and there are wrong ways to do things, and that's one of the wrong ways. Tim, birthdays in June. Oh, wait, this isn't a joke. I'm sorry. I thought it was a joke. Dinkar, the punchline always comes first. What's the worst part about time travel?
Dumb.
Well done. Well
Dumb.
done. Well done. Well done. Derek Ward, my dating app profile says I have a corner office with views of the city, drive a $500,000 vehicle, and get paid to travel.
You're a bus driver.
My date gets mad when I tell them I'm a bus driver. Yo.
I got there.
David, my wife thinks I don't give her enough privacy. At least that's what she said in her diary. David, what is happening in your world?
David.
There are two kinds of people. Those that can extrapolate from incomplete data.
And then there's Tara.
Where do crayons go on vacation?
I don't know.
To Colorado. Colorado. Desiree, if a kid has 25 candy bars and they eat 22 of them, what do they have?
A tummy ache.
Cavities. Yes. David, what do you call a man who can't stand?
This is a series of jokes. There was like, there's the ones where it's like, what do you call a man with one leg? And it was like lean or something like that. And I don't know. It's Matt.
This particular man is named Neil.
Neil. Okay.
I'm sure there's more to follow. Derek Ward, what kind of car would Jesus drive?
I don't know.
A Chrysler.
Nope, wouldn't have gotten there.
Nope. David, 4 fonts walk into a bar. the barman says, "We don't want your type in here."
This is Tara. Tara would be
Yeah,
discriminatory.
I'd be like, that font sucks.
And get out.
Get out. Get out. Desiree, what do you call a beer? Nope. What do you call a bear? Very different joke with no teeth.
A bear with a gummy bear. But now let's play it the other way. What do you call a beer with no teeth?
A light beer?
There you go. I didn't have an answer.
Derek.
PBR.
PBR. Yeah. Which Bible character was the best musician? I like this.
Which?
Samson. He brought the house down.
Okay. All right. I don't know enough about the Bible to really know. I know he had long hair.
Yeah. He like used the last of his strength to pull down a temple or something like that. That's what I remember.
Okay. Now I know.
I just remember the imagery in my like illustrated Bible as a kid. That's what
I see the picture.
I see the picture in my mind. I have a pun about carpentry, but I'm not sure it would work. Oh, I thought about you the other day. I found another site with like great woodworking tools on it. And then I was like at the art supply store and they're selling blocks of wood for carving. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to Home Depot. They just have wood there for free. Anyways, right? They have the scrap pile. And I was like, oh, scrap pile. I'm sending Natalie a box of scraps and a knife. Get to work.
Get to work.
Don't make bowls. Make pineapples because I got a bowl maker at the fair.
I got a bowl maker.
Yeah. I got in trouble at a local park for lining all the squirrels up in order of height. They don't like me criticizing.
Criticizing. I want to know how you got the squirrels to line up.
Those were not my squirrels, that's for sure.
How does one line up squirrels?
How does one get squirrels to do anything they want? Why do they call it camouflage instead of just question mark? That's how it's written.
Okay.
Desiree, patient. What did you do before you became a dentist? Dentist. I was in the army. Patient. What did you do in the army? Dentist. I was a drill sergeant.
Okay. And I think, was there a space in between the words and the question mark? Like the word had been camouflaged and you couldn't see it?
Why do you call it camouflage, comma, instead of just ... question mark?
Yeah, I think it was supposed to indicate that you couldn't see the word.
Right. I was thinking, yeah.
But then the ... it should just be space.
Space. Or like that bar that goes below.
Oh, like, yeah. But I think you would have to underline the other one too.
Right. Just notes.
Visual notes, guys.
You're killing it. You're doing great. Don't listen to us. David, FYI, it's no longer box wine. The classy term is now card Bordeaux. Card Bordeaux. And I love that. I think I like it. I love it. If you ever get cold, just stand in the corner of a room for a while. They're normally around 90 degrees.
Not in Tara's house.
No, this place is that, what's that movie? You should have left by now.
Like you should have left by now or something like that.
This house. Nothing makes sense. Oh, I love my stupid house. My wife and I laugh at how competitive we are, but I laugh more.
Justin and I were at the fair. No, we were at the farmer's market and someone was playing music and then it ends. And because we're outdoors, Justin thinks he's got the loudest clap in the entire world. So he thinks he needs to clap really loud, but he's also inside my tent. And so now it's just, I was like, it's not a contest, Justin.
Step outside the tent to do that.
You're using your outside clap in my inside tent.
So funny. Oh. Why did the cowboy want to buy a wiener dog?
Didn't know.
To get a long little doggy.
Get a long little doggy.
Desiree. Oh no, it jumps. Desiree, what do tuba players use to brush their teeth?
A tube of toothpaste.
That's it. Yep. David. So it's okay for a cat to run away and hide under the bed when visitors come, but when I do it, it's rude and antisocial.
We should judge ourselves by cat standards.
I think so. I think
We
whatever
should
cat,
talk to ourselves the way we talk to dogs,
yes,
and we should judge ourselves by cat standards.
standards. I am writing that down. That's good. All right, this is your last one. Lido. Why did Dracula fled the pizzeria?
Because there was garlic. Duh.
There was too much garlic in the pizza crust. Ba-ding.
Which often there is. I'm a big garlic fan, but like some of these places, they're overdoing it with their garlic oil thing that they do on the crust. I'm like, calm down.
Garlic a little goes a long way. I put a little too much garlic in my like stuff 'em salad this week, and it's making itself known days later. I am very healthy. I will not be getting sick anytime soon. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for Shush the Secret Time. Again, no episode tomorrow. We'll have an episode coming out for you next week. At some juncture, we'll get back to TikToking. Don't know when that will be. I'm working on it. Yeah, it's kind of taking a back burner. We got a lot going on. Anywho, all right.
But hey, at least we have TikTok to be the thing that we push out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because something else would have gotten pushed otherwise.
Something else would have.
So we need to keep TikTok in our lives so that when we can neglect it
can be the thing we emotionally back burner, so we feel like we're doing it for ourselves.
Yeah, that's the reason TikTok is now in our lives.
I'm into it. The all things are in the properest place. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Cha 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 cha.
Thank God I had to pee so bad.